Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mark with Limo Marketer, and today I'm joined by Bobby West from Finest Transportation. Thanks so much for hopping on, Bobby.
No, thank you, Mark. I really appreciate this opportunity. This is great. Really looking forward to it.
Excellent. Bobby's been a client for a little over a month now, and he's got a really cool backstory. And so I thought we could start there. So, Bobby, like, what'd you do before being in this industry? Because you're relatively new, and how'd you get
Yeah.
into it?
So I'm a retired New York City police officer. I was with the Highway Patrol. So what I did was I was the motorcycle units and heavy escorts for VIPs, for heads of states, for presidents, vice presidents, basically anybody you could think of. So not only was I trained with the NYPD, but I was also trained with the Secret Service, being that we were personally dealing with presidents and heads of states. So I then retired from that great job, which I still miss, but I retired and came down here to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I became a cop here. Being a cop in Brooklyn and Manhattan,
Cool.
and then coming down to North Carolina, it was kind of like watching paint dry. There's no offense, but it was just it was
Sure.
too slow for me. So I decided to hang up my police hat and decided to put on my chauffeur hat because I saw that there was a very, very big need here in Charlotte and also the South Charlotte area. That's basically where I started out. Got my first main customers, I would say, in the first day or two, and they're still with me and been skyrocketing since.
Nice. So when was it? How long ago did you start? And how did you feel that need? What was there something in particular that happened to you that you're like, oh wow, this is definitely there's more needed in this area.
So I've used black car services around here, the ones that were available and things like that. And I just remember because I not only did I do the NYPD and all that training, but I also drove for NBC, Tonight Show, Saturday Night Live. I did almost every celebrity. So I know what people want, because I made sure that they were taken care of. And I saw that there wasn't enough of that here. And I said, you know what, I think I'm gonna have a niche because of all the experience and my personality, which is very strong personality, I think will go a very long way here. And here I am, a year into my business with over 100 five-star reviews and not one
It's only
call.
been a year. Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible. When
Yes,
you
sir.
say you drove for, was it like providing like protection or what do you mean for like NBC and these other, what
So
was it
that I was
exactly?
just I was just doing black car limousines.
Oh,
I just
okay.
moonlighted, second job,
Oh,
and
I
two
see.
kids and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got in touch with one particular guy, and he really liked me, and I was like his chauffeur for a good 3 years, and did very well, and got highly requested by many celebrities. Where every time they would come into Manhattan, they would be looking for me to drive them.
That makes sense. I mean, look, if I was a celebrity and I was getting driven around, I would definitely want someone who has law enforcement experience, right? That's got to be a huge,
It
um,
is. And it's not only that, but I also took it one step further down here. So um, I hire mostly just retired and active law enforcement, first responders, and vets to be our chauffeurs. I
oh,
put them
very
through the
cool.
training that I've actually gone through. I set up cone courses at the schoolyard, and I'll bring the limousine, the Mercedes. I'll bring, and then just like a regular economy car, and show them what to do, what not to do, how to do. And I'll sit there with a cup of water in my hand with a line, and if there is a drip that goes past that line or over the cup, you did it wrong and you failed. So I'll make them go back and we'll retrain.
That okay, that's crazy. I've never had anyone tell me they actually do chauffeur training to that level. I just assume when
Yeah.
people hire chauffeurs, they're like, "Can you drive? Yeah, cool, you're hired."
Well, that's what I've noticed that was the problem when I was here. And
Oh,
I
I
thought
see. Okay, now it's becoming a little more clear.
it
I
was a
see.
nice car, but not a chauffeur. I was getting a um uh chauffeur quality look. The car was perfect, everything else. It was just the way you drive because you always got to think on those turns and accelerating and also stopping. Again, this is the police officer mentality. You don't go up on the back bumper when you come into a red light. You give yourself space for in case you have to jet out of something. And that it should be for any time you drive, whether you're doing a chauffeur or you get your family in the car. Again, police mind.
No, that is so cool. So you actually, in a way, you learn the like how to be a really good chauffeur from, being a
Law
police
enforcement.
officer.
Yes,
Wow,
sir.
from law enforcement. That is so cool. So when you started out, and it's been about a year ago or a little over a year, you said?
August was a year.
Wow. And so yeah, we're in November now. So yeah. Um, what was the first vehicle? Did you start with an SUV or what did you get
I,
into?
I started with my least personal. It was a lease, my personal vehicle, which was a Mercedes 320 hatchback. You know, it was like the poor man's Mercedes.
Yeah.
And I just went out. I just threw out an ad. You know what I mean? And I did Uber for like maybe for like a week, and I saw what Uber does, and I could perfect that, which I have. But that was the vehicle that I had, and that's the vehicle that I got my first two customers, which are still with me today, and one of my best customers too.
When you say you threw out an ad, like in a local paper or
Like like one of the social media. Hey, here, right?
Oh, okay.
Things
Oh,
like
got it. Okay, okay.
just put
Very
my name
cool.
out there, so this way the neighborhood knew about it. And not only that, but I was also starting a cab company because the town here that I live in um, does not have any sort of transportation, bus transportation, nothing. And I was getting into the cab business. I can see that being very good potential. But the black car service, my black car service has expanded so much. There's only one of me. Um, my wife says, "Thank God." But, um, but that's on my horizons of also starting a cab company here in town. It's well,
Interesting. Okay. So your first car was that Mercedes, your personal car, which I think most people that's,
sure.
why buy a second car, right? When you have a car you could use for that. What was your second and how many cars do you have now?
I'm up to seven.
Wow. That's crazy. So what was your like second, third SUVs, I'm guessing, or
But yeah, actually, the one after the Mercedes, I traded that in and I picked up a minivan. The minivan is probably one of my biggest, money makers because it fits the amount of people, it fits the luggage good. It was a Pacifica hybrid, which people liked. Um, and I ran that around for a good 6 months. And now I'm looking to replace that with my Suburban that I'm hopefully picking that up tomorrow. And now
nice.
I have a Mercedes Benz for a sedan, the minivan. I can say no, which will be no longer, but will be my Suburban that I'm getting tomorrow. I have a Cadillac Escalade, which is a four-person limousine that I use for bride and grooms
Oh,
um,
interesting.
as an
Okay.
exit vehicle. It's a one of a kind. Yeah, it's one of those CEOs, and there's nothing here in North Carolina that has that car.
Is that with like seating where they face each other or what is that? Oh,
Yep.
interesting. I don't
Yeah,
even know
two
if
of
I've
them are
seen one of
reclining.
those.
Yeah, it's very cool. If you go to my website, shameless plug,
Yeah.
ncblackcar.com, you'll be able to
Check it
see.
out, folks.
Check it
Yeah.
out, everybody. If any of your clients coming to Charlotte, I can pick them up.
Yeah.
But they recline, massage you, got footrest. It's got a 40-inch TV in it, and it's got two jump seats. So yeah, that's a very high end vehicle. That was actually my second car that I bought because I wanted
Really?
to get into the wedding business because I like to be
Ah,
a part of people's memories. I did a sweet 16 yesterday, and she was just so happy. I said, I have to be happy also because I want to thank you for letting me be being part of your big day because you're always going to
totally.
remember this situation. So we
Yeah.
always go above and beyond. I'll pull out the red carpet for anybody. I'll do it at the airport and just embarrass them. You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
depending on the client, of course,
Sure.
and people love it. They absolutely love it. And these are the things that I did not see when I was in other people's black cars. And I
Yeah.
wanted to bring personality. I wanted to bring fun. I wanted you to get all your money's worth because of
Yeah.
the amount that I'm charging.
It sounds like you're making it an experience, right? It's not just um point A to point B, which I
Yeah.
think is how much of the industry looks at it. Um
Yeah. It's not
it's an
just
experience.
driving. Driving's the easy part.
Yeah.
You have to really get to what they want to do. And with that, I also purchased now I have two stretch limos, and another vehicle that works on the north that works with me. Like we're partners in the north area. So
Nice.
so technically the best seven cars if you counted them all right. So I'm a little confused right now with the car transitioning that I'm going through right now.
Yeah. So, okay, that's crazy. So you've only been in business since August of 22. Um, and we've only been together for a month. So
Yeah,
how did you get all those customers? You must be getting a ton of referrals or what? How did it grow so quickly?
yeah.
That's a lot of vehicles.
I think so I'm happy you said that because this is what makes me feel proud of what I've done. So a lot of referrals. Yeah, I would pick up and they would tell their friends, and I would do some like Facebook stuff. I would pay the Facebook, but Facebook never really did too much for me. Wasn't really too happy with it. So I did some other avenues. I would hire a marketing guy, and we would go out and start working on getting ads, and maybe do some spotlight show ups, or come touch a car, come see a limo, and
Yeah.
good kids. So we did a whole lot of stuff like that. But my biggest thing was I used to do is on Friday and Saturday nights, if the limo isn't going, I'll pay one of my guys, hey, here's $50. Go sit out front and hand out business cards. Let people come in, take pictures of themselves in the limo. So
I
this way
love
they'll
that.
be like, hey, you know what? Why don't we just go? And then if they call me and they tell me that hey, we were one of those people taking a picture in the limo, I'm gonna automatically give you a 10% because you took the time out of your fun night to come and sit in my car, and now here we are. So you're gonna get an automatic 10% discount.
That is so cool. I'm not sure if
I
I've
You have
ever
to be
heard of
creative.
anything like that. Yeah, so where does he go park? Typically like downtown,
Um,
like popular
yeah,
areas?
yeah, where all the restaurants are. There's a couple breweries here in North Carolina. Well, not a couple. There's a lot of breweries here in North
Yeah.
Carolina, and we'll just go sit out in front. We'll turn on all the lights on the lighting on the limousine. We'll crank up the music, and kind of make a party scene in the middle of the street. So, and then people will just come over and just that's the best way. I've got weddings from that, bachelorette parties, everything. I've got it just from doing that. And another thing that I've done is I go to car shows, and like on
Interesting.
weekends, on Sunday mornings, I'll take my limo, clean it all up. And the bad thing is, excuse me, you're right there.
Yeah.
People spend a lot of money on their cars, a lot of money. And here I come and I start winning all the awards that they're
What?
giving to people. So I
Get
start
out of
winning awards at the car show that people are putting so much money into their hot rods. And then I show up my limo, get business, and then come home with trophies in first place, third place.
So what limo are you're the Cadillac?
Yeah, the Cadillac Escalade. Yep.
Or wait, no. Is it wait, you're bringing your Cadillac Escalade or is it that really cool limo you have or which
So
car?
no, I've taken that one to car shows, and that was this trophy. So that won this. These two won People's Choice and second place. That was my stretch 14 passenger limousine.
No, what? I've never this is so cool. I've those two
Think out of the box.
things. Yeah, no, that's totally out of the box. And so I'm guessing when you go to these car shows, you just bring a bunch of cards and
I'll set up a table. We're dressed as chauffeurs, and you know what? We make it into an enjoyable thing. Again, crank up the music, let people in and out of it. Don't be
yeah.
overselling. Let them come to you because they will
Yeah. Wow, that
come.
is
They'll think,
so
oh, how much is this for an hour? My mother's birthday's coming up, or my son's 21st birthday. Getting
that
someone
is
who's
that is
just
so
thinking outside.
brilliant. Yeah, no, that's incredible. Yeah, those two ideas. I guess you'd call that like maybe guerrilla marketing, but yeah,
Hobby
incredible
market.
tactics. Yeah, Bobby marketing. I like that so much.
And then there's one more thing that I do is I do a lot of donating. So there's if I ever hear of a kid in need, um, I'll be their school bus on their
Oh
first day back,
wow. That-
or on their birthday. And I've had some police escorts helping me out doing it for a little girl that just um, it was her last day of chemo, and we picked her up. We picked up all her friends from her school bus, and then brought her to school, police escort, and also the whole school was outside to welcome her back from back to school from being sick. So stuff like that, you know. I got on the news for that, and so
Oh, okay. There you go.
yeah,
Yeah, you got on the news. That is incredible
yeah,
advertising. Wow.
yeah. And I also called my radio station here in town and said, "Who wants to go out for a night out?" And gave them 10 hours in the limo, and I got 2 months of marketing on their radio station.
Whoa. That's so out of the box. That's what I would call
Have
all
to,
of that.
have to. You can't be the same as your competitor because then you're
No,
just a black Suburban driving down the street, you know? And
exactly.
then that's what's going to make people kick tires and figure out who's the cheapest. But you got to stand behind your product, go above and beyond.
That's it.
Build it,
Wow.
they will come, right?
Yeah. That is so cool. And so, as far as online marketing goes, what did you so you started out, you did Facebook. Do you remember if it was were you just doing it? Was it just like boosting a Facebook post or
It started out that way, and then I saw myself losing money. And then we got into a couple of the different like rideshare apps. It's not even a ride, not Uber or Lyft or anything, but like I forgot the name of some of them.
like Black Lane or
Uh, Black Lane,
Savoya, I think's one.
Savoya, I did. And 1 month it was crazy. Made some good money on that. But then all of a sudden they dropped off. Charlotte is still a growing business, a growing city, excuse me.
Yes.
So it's tough, for those big guys to come into a smaller city. But right now, Charlotte is blowing up as one of, as like Manhattan for a financial district and also medical. And I feel I started the business at just the right time. So that's also helping. Again, treat every customer as if it's your mother sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's it.
Bec-
And you do
Because
whatever you got to do to make them happy.
yeah, and yeah, marketing can be expensive. So really, if every customer is just your customer one time and they don't refer you to anyone, it's like
But you're
it's
spinning your wheels. But the
yes.
thing is like once I signed on with you, Mark, and your team is, I'm just not blowing smoke or anything, but your team is excellent. It's like they're very easy to get a hold of. In times of need, when I start getting a little loopy, going, oh my God, you guys are there and have answered. And we've actually spoke. I think it was 10 o'clock at night or something like that.
Yeah.
They kind of got me out of a bind because I wasn't sure what to do. But I will say that I was hesitant. I was hesitant to do it only because I'm first year in business,
Yeah.
and the amount of money that that I needed to invest with you guys,
Significant.
it is significant. But I'll tell you, is it okay if I get new numbers, Mark?
Yeah. No,
I don't
totally.
mind, because this will help you and it will also help me and also help everybody who's watching. Because if they're sitting there scratching their head, I was somebody about to say what I'm about to say to me while I was watching the video. So I had spent about $3,200 in the first month, which was October 4th, I think we started, and
Yep.
November 4th was one.
Combined ad spend and what we charged.
Yes,
Yes, all in.
and that was $3,200. And I'm looking at your dashboard right now, and it's what I had booked and completed so far. Combination is 12,400. So
Nice.
my ROI is definitely different, and that's why when I was calling you the other day, I said, okay, definitely need to buy another car because the business that's coming in is going to jumpstart anybody. Um, I was always against paid click because when I go on Google and stuff, I always go past all those first
All the ads. Yeah. A lot of people
I
do.
figured everybody did that,
Yeah.
but no, they don't.
Yeah, no, I know.
The phone's got, as I'm sitting here right now, I've had three. So,
Wow.
so they come in and they come in right away. Once you sign on, it was the next day. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. Tighten up the belt. We got to get to work.
Yeah.
But you guys been a godsend, and that's why I even raised it up to the next level and within a month. And hopefully we can, keep going the way that we're going.
No.
Um, and you guys have never been pushy or anything like that. You'd let us know exactly what you guys can do for us. And that's why, it's very important that I maintain a relationship with you guys,
Totally.
in my business.
Yeah. So 12/4, that's good. So I always, we get asked all the time with new clients, what can I expect to make? And I tell them, in your first month, which it's typically the lowest ROI, we really like to see 4 to 6
Good news for me
times.
then.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 to 6 times, whatever your total ad spend was like 2450, I think, in the first month. And so we like to see 4 to 6 times. So you hit 5 times, which is really good in your first month. You're really good at closing. And the funny thing is, I remember when we spoke, right before you signed up, I could tell you're like, I don't, is this gonna work? And I'm like, Bobby, I promise you it's gonna work. And promise me this, when it does, will you hop on a call with me and talk about it? And you're like, I'll tell you what, Mark, if you do that for me, I will be on that call. And here we are, a little over a
Yeah,
month later.
yeah, and I'm smiling ear to ear, you know. So it's like everything has been worked out exactly what you said, and it's fun. It's actually fun getting them. But I will tell you that you really need to put work in to closing that sale. You're still going to get your
Yes.
buyer because you're still going to get them, but
Yep.
you got to turn them around. You got to say, hey, you know, not only are you calling, you know, finest transportation, but you're also calling a company that, you know, you're going to be, your chauffeurs are either retired or active law enforcement, first responder,
Yeah.
you know, or a vet. You're not getting the guy who's just coming out from the airport, you know, and picking you up in a Toyota and taking you to wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
Um, so you have to sell your business. You have to kind of let them become their friend on that first 5 minutes. You got to build so much trust in them, and
Yes.
that's why I think I've done pretty good. You know, no, not pretty good. I think I've done
No,
great.
you killed it. Like you're closing like something like what, 35 to 40%
Yeah,
of your leads. Very high
yeah,
close rate.
yeah.
Are you calling many of them or just
I call everyone.
nice.
I
That's
call
what we
everyone.
recommend.
Texting. You're not. There's no way of selling
No,
behind text.
exactly. You can't say all that in a text. It's too much, right?
You're just the next suburban going down the street.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you want them to hear your voice. You want to crack a joke. You know, get
Yeah.
involved
Oh,
in what
totally.
they're doing. You know, it's like, oh, my daughter's doing a sweet 16. Oh, that's great because you know I just posted some pictures of a sweet 16, and I just want you to go look at it and just look at the smile on her face. Look at the red carpet. Like she's gonna love it. We're gonna have a great time. So and just get into personally.
Are you
You know,
sure you weren't in sales? You
I
were
get this all the time. I get it all
you
the
were a
time.
cop. You were a cop. Is there something you're not telling me? How'd you
Yeah.
You're just a
Well,
good communicator, right?
I
I
used to
mean,
sell Hondas, back in the day,
once
and
upon a time.
once upon a time, and I was the top salesman for for the.
Okay. All right. It's making a little more sense now. Okay. Okay. I see. I see. But
And I
look,
would
it,
like to say it's not the BSer in me. It's I
yeah.
really truly believe and really am happy to be part of these people's memories. And I think
Yeah.
saying it and they can hear the emotion and the smile in in my words,
Yes.
that's it. That goes a
Yeah.
long way. If you're just
Yeah.
gonna be, hey, how you doing? It's Bob for Finance Transportation. How can I help?
Yeah.
You as well just don't even write the check to you because you're not putting any effort into it.
So what you just said right there is an incredible tip. Smile, right? When you're on
Oh
the
yeah.
phone, have a smile. People can hear the smile in your voice. And it's not like sales skills per se. It's not like some hardcore sales job, right? You're not trying to
No,
talk someone into buying a used car. Um, it's just, painting a picture, like, or sending them to see pictures of other events you've done. Like, I
they
love
will
that.
like my page.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so that right there is, yeah,
Yeah.
sales 101, just be accommodating, enthusiastic, and
Always. The yeah, the smiling is very important. Again, I learned a lot from just talking to people through law enforcement is, to get what I needed to know. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Um, Become their friend and get the information to close the job. That's all we're doing here. It's the same thing. Every business is basically the same thing. Now, what you do afterwards is up to you. Like with
yeah.
me, at the end of my job, I give business cards out that have a QR code that goes right to Google. I say, hey, now that we just gave you, the ride of an experience,
Yeah.
would you take the time and just scan this and just put it?
I was wondering how you had so many reviews. I was like, you already have 100 freaking reviews. And by the way, anyone watching this, that is so, so important, right? Because people, they're going to go on and check. Most people, before they spend the money, they're going to go see who you are and what people are saying about you.
You know who Google is now? It's the Better Business Bureau from when I was a kid.
No, pretty much. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Everybody checks, oh, how many reviews they got. Like, I'm not going to that guy who's got 10. I'll
Yeah.
go to the guy that's got over 100. And look, it's all 5 star. So,
Yeah.
and they're constant. It's not like 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Oh, this was yesterday. Oh my God, this was last week. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, exactly.
And you got to also make sure, biggest thing is, I not only am I doing this for business and for the customer and to give, you get a lot of pictures, so you get to enjoy it.
Oh,
But
yes.
also I have on the bottom here says your chauffeur will be let's say Bob, I was your chauffeur. For every 5 Google reviews that I get with the chauffeur's name on it, I give him a bonus.
Oh,
So it
wow.
incentivized him to hand those cards out and make sure that he gets those.
What another great lesson. Like, you got to incentivize these things. It can't just be, hey, please do this, because many times a lot of, unfortunately, well, people work off incentives, right? And if the incentive is just don't get fired, that's not a great incentive. Um, you
Right.
know, figuring out, yeah, how you can incentivize the actions you want them to take is huge. And so it sounds like you figured that out as well. And
Just,
and one more note on the talking to people.
yeah,
Yes, it is more work. Not only can you close more sales, but I almost guarantee you're making a relationship with that person. They're more apt to refer you. They're more apt to use you again. If it's only done through texting, sure. Can you close jobs that way? Yes, you can, but you might not get as many referrals or as many people coming back when you're not making that connection. Would you agree?
I would, and I know that's something that you offer, but that's something I would never want.
Yeah.
Um, Texting is meant for, hey, I'll be there at 3 o'clock.
Yes. Yes.
That's what texting should be, because there's going to be so many times you may just say one word like the, and somebody's going to think, oh, he's being a wise guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No, exactly. There's no
got to
tone.
get
There's
on the
no.
phone, smile, even if you're having a bad day, and just say, hey, I just hit traffic. Can you believe this Charlotte traffic? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Not a problem, Bob. Just get here safe. I'm like, no, no, we'll do what we got to do. And don't worry about it. I'm going to give you that extra 10, 15 minutes on the end. So either way, you're
Yeah.
going to be taken care
Wow.
of. And at the end, they forget about the 10. So you're
Yeah.
so,
Exactly. I love it. Man,
yeah.
well, this has been yeah, this is like Limo 101 here. I can't believe you've only been doing this a year, because so many of the suggestions and tips you gave, I would
I
think
hope it was something. I hope I was able to help somebody,
tremendously valuable. So many great ideas there. And I can't wait to see in another year where you're at,
Oh yeah,
because
we definitely got do it in 3 months. It's probably going to be maybe somebody else will be sitting here and finally have somebody to help me out, which I would love to have. But just 2 more things I'd like to just let the audience know is
yeah, of
what I
course.
learned in my first year was always know your numbers. I got hurt halfway through because I was just giving jobs away. And I didn't realize if that every time my Mercedes went out, I was losing $14 and something cents out of my own pocket.
Oh
So
man.
you have to know your numbers. It took me about a week to finally sit down and take out every little bit of dollar, even down to the penny makes a difference. And now everything is all profit. So, it's a profitable business now. Whereas 3 months ago, shaking my head going, uh-oh, I think I drove it into a wall, but no, everything I just learned and don't make the same mistake that I did. Know your numbers right away.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. And I guarantee you, most new limo business owners, they're not doing that math and figuring out, okay,
Just
what
jumping in.
exactly.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, really great advice. And I can't wait to maybe do this again with you, maybe in another few months, six
Yeah,
months,
whatever.
year, and see kind of the progression you made, because wow, 7 vehicles in a year, that's pretty wild. And
Yeah,
we've only been together a month. So like, when you combine what we're gonna do for you with what you're already doing, I mean, yeah.
yeah. I know, and I just can't wait, and I just can't wait to see what the next 3 months is going to give. And just the more stories, the better. And I could write a book. I could write a book already, and that's only been in a year in this industry about stories wise. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
very humble, and I appreciate where I'm coming from, and also dealing with professionals and people who have experience like yourself and other operators. I look for a mentor. Competition's not competition to me. They're called resources to me. And
Yeah. I love that.
good relationships with your competitors, they'll take care of you at the end.
Yeah.
Food goes a long way. Food goes a long way.
Totally. Man, you're gonna be a busy man in the next year.
I hope
But
so.
I'm sure you're gonna love it.
I'm gonna love every minute of
Awesome. Cool. Hey, thanks so much for doing this,
it. Yeah,
Bobby. And
it was fun. It was
yeah,
fun.
it was.
It
All
was
right,
good.
man.
Yeah.
We'll see you later. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Take